The strange everyday paradox right now: you are surrounded by invisible signals passing effortlessly through the walls around you. Your Wi-Fi connects instantly. Messages travel across rooms, and data flows continuously without interruption. Yet if you try to look through that same wall, you see nothing. The wall feels completely solid, completely blocking your view. This contradiction seems so normal that most people never question it. Both Wi-Fi and visible light are forms of electromagnetic waves. They belong to the same fundamental phenomenon. In theory, they should behave in similar ways. And yet, in practice, they could not be more different. One passes through barriers with ease, while the other stops instantly. This creates a quiet paradox hiding in everyday life. If Wi-Fi can move through walls, why can't light? Why can signals reach your phone through multiple rooms, but your eyes cannot see even a few centimeters beyond a surface? The wall does not selectively choose what to block. It has no intelligence, no awareness. And still, it behaves as if it can distinguish between different types of waves. At first glance, it feels like a limitation of technology. Maybe Wi-Fi is simply more powerful. Maybe light is weaker. But this explanation quickly falls apart. Visible light from the sun is vastly more energetic than the signals from your router. It carries far more power, yet it is stopped completely by a thin layer of material. The deeper you think about it, the stranger it becomes. You live inside a world where some forms of light pass through matter while others are completely blocked, even though they are fundamentally the same thing. The difference is not obvious to your senses. Your eyes detect only a narrow band of this spectrum, giving the illusion that what you see is all that exists. But outside that narrow window, reality behaves very differently. Walls are not absolute barriers. They are selective filters, interacting with different waves in different ways. What feels solid and impenetrable to your vision is, in another sense, partially transparent. And that raises a deeper question. If your environment is filled with signals you cannot see, passing through objects that appear completely solid, then how much of reality are you actually experiencing? The answer begins with understanding that what you call light is only a small part of something much larger, something that behaves in ways your intuition was never designed to understand. The hidden family of light, to understand the paradox, the definition of light itself has to change. What humans call light is only a tiny slice of a much larger phenomenon known as the electromagnetic spectrum. Visible light, the colors your eyes can detect, represents just a narrow band of wavelengths. Beyond that range, the same type of wave continues to exist, but your senses can no longer perceive it. Wi-Fi signals are part of that hidden family. They are not a different kind of energy. They are not a separate force. They are simply electromagnetic waves with much longer wavelengths and lower frequencies than visible light. In other words, Wi-Fi is light, just not the kind your eyes evolved to see. This idea feels counterintuitive because human perception defines reality in a very limited way. Your eyes are tuned to detect wavelengths roughly between 400 and 700 nanometers. Anything outside that range becomes invisible, even though it still exists and behaves according to the same physical laws. If your vision extended further, the world would look completely different. Radio waves would fill rooms like a dense fog. Walls would appear semi-transparent to certain frequencies. Signals from routers, satellites, and devices would overlap and interfere in complex patterns. Reality would feel crowded, layered, and constantly in motion. But because you cannot see these wavelengths, they feel unreal. The key difference between visible light and Wi-Fi is scale. Visible light has extremely short wavelengths, comparable to the size of atoms. Wi-Fi waves, on the other hand, are much larger, often centimeters in length. This difference in size determines how each type of wave interacts with matter. Short wavelengths encounter atoms directly. Long wavelengths interact more loosely, often passing around, or through structures that seem solid at human scales. This is the first step toward resolving the paradox. The wall in front of you is not a uniform barrier. At the microscopic level, it is made of atoms separated by empty space, arranged in complex structures. Whether a wave passes through or is blocked depends on how its wavelength compares to those structures and how strongly it interacts with the electrons inside them. Visible light operates on a scale where these interactions are intense and frequent. Wi-Fi operates on a scale where interactions are weaker and less restrictive. So the difference is not about strength or power. It is about compatibility, how different forms of the same wave interact with the hidden structure of matter. Why walls stop what you can see. To understand why light cannot pass through walls, you have to look beyond the surface and into the atomic structure of matter itself. A wall may feel solid, but at the microscopic level it is made of atoms arranged in dense, complex patterns. Each atom contains electrons that respond to incoming electromagnetic waves. When visible light reaches a wall, it does not simply bounce off like a ball hitting a surface. Instead, it interacts directly with these electrons. This interaction is the key. Visible light carries just the right amount of energy to strongly affect electrons in most materials. When these waves hit a wall, their energy is absorbed and re-emitted in different directions. Some of the light is reflected, which is why you can see the surface. The rest is scattered inside the material, losing its original direction and coherence. As a result, the light cannot travel straight through. Instead of passing cleanly from one side to the other, it becomes trapped in countless interactions, bouncing between atoms, changing direction, and eventually dissipating as heat or diffused radiation. By the time it could emerge on the other side, the original image is completely destroyed. This is what makes walls appear opaque. Your eyes depend on light traveling in straight, organized paths to form clear images. When that structure is lost, vision becomes impossible. The wall does not need to block all light perfectly. It only needs to disrupt it enough to erase any usable information. There is also another layer to this effect. The spacing and structure of atoms inside solid materials are comparable to the wavelength of visible light. This means light cannot easily fit through without interacting. It is constantly encountering electrons, constantly being redirected or absorbed. The scale itself forces interaction. This is why even a thin wall can completely block your vision. It is not about thickness alone. It is about how efficiently the material interferes with the wave. Dense structures amplify this effect, ensuring that visible light loses its path almost immediately. So when you look at a wall and see nothing beyond it, you are not witnessing a perfect barrier. You are witnessing a chaotic process where light is absorbed, scattered, and reorganized so completely that no image survives the journey through what stops light. Now the paradox begins to resolve, not by changing the wall, but by changing the wave. Wi-Fi signals belong to the same electromagnetic family as visible light, but their wavelengths are dramatically larger, often measured in centimeters instead of nanometers. This single difference reshapes how they interact with matter at every level. When a Wi-Fi wave reaches a wall, it does not encounter atoms in the same way visible light does. To visible light, the atomic structure of a wall appears dense and unavoidable. The wave is constantly colliding with electrons, being absorbed and scattered in all directions. But to Wi-Fi, those same atoms are incredibly small, almost insignificant compared to its long wavelength. Instead of hitting obstacles directly, the wave tends to flow around them. This is similar to how ocean waves move past small rocks without being stopped. The larger the wave compared to the obstacle, the less disruption it experiences. Wi-Fi waves are simply too large to be strongly affected by the tiny structures inside most walls. But passing through does not mean unaffected, as Wi-Fi travels through materials. Part of its energy is still absorbed. Some of it reflects off surfaces, creating interference patterns. Other portions weaken as they move deeper into the structure. This is why signals become weaker the farther you are from the source or when multiple walls are in the way. The wall is not invisible to Wi-Fi. It is just less effective at blocking it. The electrons inside the material also respond differently. Wi-Fi waves carry lower energy, which means they are less likely to excite electrons strongly. Without strong interaction, there is less absorption and less scattering, allowing a significant portion of the signal to continue forward. So while visible light is constantly disrupted and redirected, Wi-Fi experiences only partial resistance. The result is not perfect transmission, but enough penetration to carry information across rooms, buildings, and even larger distances. What appears solid to your eyes is, from another perspective, partially transparent, and this reveals something deeper about reality. Objects are not universally opaque or transparent. Their behavior depends entirely on the scale and energy of what interacts with them. Change the wavelength, and the same wall that blocks vision becomes a medium that allows signals to pass. The barrier was never absolute. It only seemed that way because of the limited range your senses can detect. The invisible world you're living inside by now. The wall in front of you should feel less like a solid boundary and more like a selective filter, one that blocks what you can see, but quietly allows other parts of reality to pass through. And that realization changes everything. Right now, your room is filled with signals. Wi-Fi waves from your router, radio transmissions from distant towers, satellite communications passing overhead, all moving through the same space, overlapping, interfering, and continuing on their paths without pause. None of this is hidden. It is simply outside the narrow range your senses can detect. What you call reality is only a fraction of what exists. Your eyes evolved to see visible light because it was useful for survival. That thin slice of the electromagnetic spectrum allows you to navigate, recognize patterns, and interact with your environment. But it also creates a powerful illusion that what you see is all there is. In truth, you are surrounded by layers of activity happening simultaneously. If your vision suddenly expanded, walls would lose their certainty. Some frequencies would pass through them. Others would reflect. The environment would no longer appear fixed and solid, but dynamic and permeable, constantly shaped by invisible interactions. The world would feel less like a collection of objects and more like a network of processes. This is the deeper lesson hidden inside a simple question about Wi-Fi and light. The universe does not organize itself around human perception. It follows physical laws that operate across scales, far beyond what your senses can grasp. Solidity is conditional. Transparency is conditional. Even visibility itself is conditional. Everything depends on how energy interacts with matter at different scales. And once you understand that, the ordinary becomes strange again. The wall you trust to define space is only doing so within a very narrow band of reality. Outside that band, it behaves very differently. So the next time your signal passes through a barrier, your eyes cannot penetrate. Remember what you are actually witnessing, not a limitation of technology, but a reminder that reality is far richer and far less visible than it appears.